Hello and welcome to the Porsche Museum. My name is Henry, and as you can look around, we're in an empty museum today as we all have to cope with the same situation, but I'd like to give you a tour anyway. Just follow me. So we are right in front of the workshop where normally my colleagues are working at the historic cars, and above the workshop you can see partly our archive where all the information about Porsche history is kept. Fun fact, the left escalator is bringing us up into the exhibition, as a real Porsche car is turned on the left as well. This is the first exhibit in here from 1898, when Mr. Porsche was in his early 20s. Interesting, it's a full electric vehicle. So this is one of the most popular cars ever in the world, the famous Volkswagen Beetle. But did you know Mr. Ferdinand Porsche constructed it? This is the highlight in the whole exhibition in here. 356 number 1, the very first Porsche car ever. Priceless. Normally, of course, it's totally forbidden to even touch the cars in here. But today, no one's here. I can take advantage. Mr. Ferdinand Porsche and his son Ferry. Don't forget to keep a social distance in these days. This is our legendary 550 Spider, which took place in the Carrera Panamericana in the early 50s, as Porsche liked racing from the beginning on as a laboratory. We took the name Carrera as our nickname later on, and in this one you can find the Panamera from nowadays. Being lightweight is absolutely important for Porsche. Can you imagine? The whole body is just made out of very thin fiberglass plastics. And did you know that Porsche built more than 100,000 tractors in the 50s and 60s? You all know our famous icon, the 911. Over here we have the prototype, but look at the back. It's not the fastback as you know it. Over here it is. And in the 909 Bergspider, Porsche's lightest mountain race car ever. It's less than 400 kilos because they used so lightweight materials. Fiberglass plastics, rubber, aluminum tubular frame, and even the race drivers back then, they were forbidden to sit on the car like here because it was too fragile. Last year we celebrated 50 years of the 917. This one is the very first one ever built, followed by many others. The paint job came after the nickname, because when this car was built in the early 1970s, it became the widest race car ever. That's why we call it the Fat Pig. This is the strongest race car in here. 12-cylinder, 1,200 horsepower, and to keep that one at the street, look at the rear spoiler over there. Due to so much downforce created at a speed of 321.4 kilometers an hour, the 956 can be driven at a ceiling, at least theoretically. This is the second generation of the 911, and it's a birthday gift for Mr. Porsche's daughter Louise. Did you ever get a Porsche for birthday? Me neither. In that area of the museum, I can show you 3 959s. The Civil one, the Paris-Dakar one, and the Le Mans one. Let's get inside. This car got a double victory in '86 at the Paris-Dakar. I can still smell all the gasoline and oil, and when I take a look around, there's still some sand from the desert as well. Hello, I'm sitting in a speedster prototype of the mid-80s, very aerodynamic obviously, and in a very typical color as well, pearl white. This product saved Porsche's life. In the early 90s, Porsche presented the Boxster in Detroit. Let's have a look inside. Look at this fancy interior. For example, all those fans everywhere. But to be honest, it's not even an engine in here. Wow, look at these trophies. That's just a couple out of 30,000 race victories for Porsche. Pretty impressive. This is a 993. It's the last generation of air-cooled 911s. And it's also Porsche number 1 million, given as a donation to the Stuttgart Police Department. The first water-cooled generation of the 911 is that one, the 996. And in its extremist version, I'd like to show you the GT1 right over here. Just come with me. This car, for the first time, was built completely out of carbon fiber, as you can see, and it won Le Mans in '98. This is a super sports car from 2003, the so-called Carrera GT, built in Leipzig. And I know by person a colleague that built the engine. The right car at the right time, our Cayenne. This one was raced at the Trans-Siberia. This is the 2008 Flying Lizard GT3 RSR race car. And have a look at the details. It's a real handmade paint job and not just stickers. This is the 918 Spider, our super sports car. Combined about 900 horsepower out of 3 engines, combustion engine and 2 electric engines. What a beauty. For sure, you know our full electric car, the Taycan. We just started the real production, and that's the prototype, called Mission E. And next time, when you can come into the museum yourself, make sure to give some throttle. Last but not least, I'd like to say goodbye to you with our 919 race car. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.